Yes, people, how are we doing? Welcome back to episode 2 of Rice Cakes and Rambles. Should probably get good at saying the name.
Yeah. And it's number one podcast, don't forget.
UK's number one podcast. UK's number one podcast. Hope everyone's good. Today we are going to be going over the biggest prep / transformation mistakes people make on their first timer going at it. So we're going to get stuck into that. But first, Clint, how are you doing, mate?
I'm good. I'm online coaching good at the moment. I'm busy.
Is he good?
Busy. Yeah, got lots of bits going on, lots of good bits. Like it's a privilege to be busy, right? But yeah, lots of things in the making. I'm now almost a qualified teacher. I've got another thing online to do, and then I'm done. And
Okay.
for the new business venture. So
Are you speaking about what that is yet? Or
So yeah, why not, eh? Why not? So me and Danny Boy from the gym, we are becoming personal trainers for personal trainers. So we can get you qualified as a personal trainer. And the reason we've chosen that is because when we got qualified, our courses were pretty subpar. So we want to like raise that bar and actually teach people how to become good personal trainers. Really,
that would be
I
good,
want,
right?
yeah, I want people to leave the course and go, I could do this.
Yeah.
Whereas I didn't. Well, luckily I kind of knew of it anyway, but I felt like if I didn't know much, the course wasn't that handy. It was
You learn fuck all on a PT qualification, let's be honest.
nah,
So
no,
it's going to be more of a deeper dive into how to actually coach rather than just the standard, like, this is where your muscles are.
yeah,
You need to
yeah,
get someone on a treadmill for 5 minutes before they start.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
nice.
Here's the fire exits, the door you walked in. Yeah, I suppose just delving a bit deeper, like not just it's not just for paperwork exercise, it's for confidence building. For because I wish I had some people answer some of the basic questions that I had, and it would save me a lot of time and worry when I could have just been taught that. So
For sure.
goal. What about you, Benny boy? I think you might have been even busier than I've been.
Yeah, a lot's happened in a week, mate. So I think we mentioned last week that there was something exciting happen. It's out there in the world now. And me and Cleo are opening a gym, which is wild. Absolutely wild. Because it has been a fucking dream of ours since we got together. And it's been a dream of, like, I've always loved the thought of owning a gym. Like, before me and Cleo got together, I used to work in a CrossFit gym, and I was just like, obviously spending so much time there, being the head coach there. It's just like, I want somewhere myself. I'm not opening a CrossFit gym, by the way. Life has moved on since then.
Disclaimer.
But yeah, it's wild, absolutely wild. So we're going to have 2 rooms in there. One is going to be your bodybuilding side of things. And then the other side is going to be the high rocks, fitness, classes side of things. And it's a really nice space. It's in a really good area too. But yeah, it's crazy. And it's been a lot. Can't lie. Can't lie. Obviously, run a business for 5-6 years as an online coach, but that is literally just you and a laptop. That's all you need.
Mm,
Whereas this has just it's been a learning experience. I'm learning
yeah.
as I go, and shit just keeps cropping up. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a big challenge, and we are opening. I'm not going to say the exact date yet, but just put it this way: it's going to be a hefty few months. I'm already not sleeping.
I was going to say, yeah.
So yeah,
Ben sleep. He's now no longer sleeping at all. He
yeah.
doesn't even get
Used
an
to have
hour.
2 hours, now I have zero.
Yeah,
Who needs sleep anyway?
yeah. There's a
Yeah,
lot of spinning wheels when you're doing something like that, and there's a lot
yeah.
of plates to spin there. So
It's just a lot of hass, mate. Just everything takes so long to start. Like, get the bank account open, get things signed off, get the lease sorted. It's just, yeah, it's it's a lot.
when you've done that, you don't know that either, do you? You just don't
No,
know that thing that takes
just like,
place.
stick some equipment in a building and we're good to go.
Yeah, we'll put a sign up and that'd be great.
But yeah, there's still a lot of work to be done in the building, and then there's a lot of work in terms of getting shit in. But I think we've got for the bodybuilding gym a good 20 odd pieces coming straight away. Got a few exciting pieces of equipment. Like I can't have my own gym and not have my favorite piece of equipment in there.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to say, well, it's from Prime, but there's like a fucking 10, 11 month lead time on it. So that'll come later. But
Straight from America, is that why it's so long?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
it's not
it gets like made when you order it, and then
right.
yeah, yeah, a lot is going on. It's exciting. It's exciting indeed. We didn't actually talk about why it's called Rice Cakes and Rambles, mate.
Yeah. Well, what a random title for a podcast as well.
Why is it called Rice Cakes and Rambles?
Because between me and Ben, I reckon I'm going to pick a number out of thin air here, but we've eaten well over 10,000 rice cakes between us. And when we peak for shows, rice cakes are a great carb source. And
Just easy,
through,
right?
yeah, through my shows, I was having at least 10 every meal.
10
Uh,
rice cakes a meal.
and they are an elite snack, to be fair.
They are good.
Yeah, I
So yeah,
mean,
that's the reason we like rice cakes.
yeah, that is it. It's how simple it is.
We like
We,
rambles.
we like
I'm well
round.
happy with the logo, by the way.
Yeah, sick. Yeah,
It is sick.
it is class. It's clean. It's very clean logo. That.
Yeah.
But that would look good on a hoodie.
Yeah, I reckon so.
Called the gym.
UK's #1 podcast merch coming soon.
Yeah, watch out, episode 3.
But yeah, that's basically it. Let's just slam loads of rice cakes down Clint, and then one day I was like, rice cakes and rambles.
Good. Yeah, yeah. I was happy with that. When you messaged that through, I was like, yes, I like that.
Right, should we get stuck into it, mate?
Oh yeah.
We'll go through the biggest mistakes that people make their first time prepping or transformation, photo shoot, whatever it may be. They all kind of have the similar principles, and we see the same mistakes being made all the time. And do you want to kick off, mate, or
Yeah, I'll kick off. Yeah, I
kick off?
think one of the biggest, which is going to be absolutely everyone who preps or diets for the first time, especially, is the food, the nutrition side of things. Like in a lot more ways than just one, right? It's not just being hungry. It's the food choices, the sweeteners, the caffeine, everything that you could possibly do wrong, you kind of do in your first diet and the lead up to it, and yeah, and the focus is just very much not on the goal, on the food. Well, it was for me definitely. I'm massively food focused, highly addictive person, so trying to fill that hunger gap with mushrooms and sweeteners and Red Bulls or whatever monsters was how it went down, really.
I think that's what you just got to accept is you are never going to satisfy that hunger, whatever you do. Like, so I've done prep both ways. I've done it macro tracking and I've done it following a diet plan. And I can say without a shadow of a doubt that a diet plan is the best route. Everyone that goes on prep with me, they're following a diet plan.
Yeah,
Not just from a like hunger food focus perspective, from a digestion perspective, from a keeping variables consistent, because you know if your weight's changing every single day, I'm sitting here scratching my head like what the fuck's going on, and you've consumed like 200 grams of oats before bed, and it just messes things up. But whatever you do, you won't satisfy cravings. And I remember like I was like doing stuff, and then I was just like, what am I doing? Like I would spend like 20, 30 minutes standing by
yeah,
the hob trying to make oats with zucchini in it to fill the volume. Courgette.
yeah.
Zucchini is very American, isn't it?
Zuki, yeah, yeah,
Thinking like this is going to be a game changer. Didn't
yeah.
feel like whatever you do, it's not going to fill you.
No, but you've hit the nail on the head. I think when you've not I had never in my whole life I'd never experienced hunger like that for a prolonged period of time, right? Because if I was hungry before I ate, like that was
Yeah.
it. So when I went 20 something years without ever doing that to then going like whatever. I think my first diet was only like 10 weeks or something. It wasn't even that long, but I didn't know you was meant to feel like that. Do you know what I mean? It was almost so unknown. I was like, surely I'm not meant to feel this hungry. Surely
Yeah.
I'm able to feel satisfied after a meal, you know, no matter how
Mm.
big it was. Um, and obviously now I know that it's obvious, right? It means it's working, but
And as I said, I've done it both ways, macro
yeah,
tracking, diet, and you think like, oh, macro tracking me better, I can control my food and I'll enjoy it more. And I promise you, you won't. Like my food focus when I was macro tracking was just ridiculous because all you're thinking about is what am I going to have for my next meal?
yeah,
You're constantly on my fitness pal, moving shit about, trying to fit things in. And you put it in and you realize as soon as you eat it, absolutely dead meal, you spend the rest of the day disappointed.
yeah,
Whereas if you just, number one, accept you're going to be hungry, and I think that's the best thing you can do, is accept you're going to be hungry, and then just follow a diet plan that is going to give you the right macros and the right micros so you feel a lot better than if you're trying to fill it with low calorie shit.
yeah,
You're going to have a better outcome and you're going to be less food focused without a shadow of a doubt.
definitely, definitely. You're adding just another stress onto an already
Don't need it.
stressful time. Yeah, like even going shopping used to take me ages because I was then walking around. Like I was
Yeah.
going down the aisle, I was thinking, I wonder if I can fit this in. Like, and then standing there scanning stuff, like
Mhm.
stuff that I would never have either. Like,
Whereas if
you
you
know,
just go in and just buy, you know
what you need.
exactly what you're buying, you're in, you're out. And I've seen it loads as well. Like people resistant to, or reluctant, should I say, to go on to a diet plan. And
Yeah,
then as soon as they change, their digestion gets better, their food focus is less. And I'm like, do this from the
Ha-
start.
hands down. Yeah, I completely agree. It's like night and day different. Like, just I'm a very food focused person. You know, I haven't turned that off, but removing that unknown of what I'm going to eat and just consistency. My body enjoys it. My digestion enjoys it. My sleep enjoys it. I I'm more efficient at work, so I'm less stressed because I know what I'm eating. I go
Yeah.
to the shops; it takes less time. Like I would say, there's only benefits from having a meal plan. Really, like I
Mm-hmm.
don't see negatives. Obviously, in an off-season environment,
Yeah, have
no,
some flexibility. It's
yeah,
important. Sustainability.
yeah,
In prep, just follow one thing. It's much easier.
yeah, 100%. No, it's been for me been a game changer. This prep was the first time I've ever done that, and
And you're reverse, and you're coming out of the diet.
I literally still, honestly, I'm still eating exactly the same stuff. The other day I had some burgers instead of mince and a bagel, and it was like I was like, whoa. But
By that, it just means you made the mince into burgers.
yeah, yeah, literally,
Small changes
but
like that are fine.
yeah, but I
Yeah,
enjoyed
keep
it.
the food interesting, but don't
Yeah,
be fucking using these 0 calorie noodles that oh, I
yeah,
don't know why I'm bloated. I
yeah,
do. You're eating like an idiot. So for me, one of the biggest mistakes is people coaching themselves throughout an off season. So like what you're doing there is going to directly impact what you're going to be doing in your prep or your transformation. And a lot of the time, this is just spoken about from a muscle building perspective. You know, like if you coach yourself through the off season, you're not going to make any progress, which let's be honest, you're not going to make as much progress as you can because things will get sloppy. But I think it's bigger than that. And one of the like the biggest things I've seen with people I've worked for a long time before they go into prep is that I have an opportunity to develop them as an athlete.
yeah,
So if you go into prep and you haven't got everything nailed down to a T in terms of your sleep, in terms of your nutrition, your mindset, your training, everything that all variables you need to have nailed down, prep is going to hit you like a ton of bricks because you're going to have to like almost completely change your identity overnight
yeah,
and it's going to feel overwhelming. And what's going to happen is you're either not going to get in shape or you're going to waste a lot of time at the start of prep trying to get those wheels spinning when what you should be doing, if everything's in place from that start, is bang, you should be making the most fat loss that you make at the start of prep. That should be your biggest chunk of fat loss, and you slow it down. Whereas if you haven't got habits in place, and your routine's all over the place, your nutrition's all over the place, and you're not getting that rate of loss that you want to see, then what you're going to have to do at the back end when you should be slowing things down is, because you've wasted time and fat loss hasn't been moving as fast as it should be, you're going to have to speed things up. And then that's going to lead to higher risk of muscle loss, you stepping on stage or in front of a camera looking fatigued. So not building the habits and developing them before you go into prep and spending a long time doing them is going to massively impact your transformation.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. And you're probably in a much worse starting point than you would be if you were coached, right? You are going to be sloppy in terms of your physique. You're going to be fluffier, which means more body fat to get off. Yeah. You might already have problems with your digestion, which are not sorted, like just these basic things. Your sleep's in the bin because you've been overeating, and
and if your habits aren't nailed before you start prep, just because you now say I'm on prep, you're not going to develop all the habits you need straight away.
Yeah, you've still got to put them.
It's going to feel like a lot for you to try and nail down. It's like when you learn any skill, right? You've got to really think about it. Like, you think about the first time you stepped in a gym, you learned a movement. You got to think through every single part of that. But the longer you do it, it just becomes second nature, and you don't have to think about how to do that movement. You can just do it. Well, that comes the same to all the habits you need to have a successful prep. If you're going into that prep and you haven't spent time nailing down your routine, your sleep, your nutrition, your training, quality training, then you're going to have to be thinking through every single part every single day. Whereas it should just be second nature, it should just be happening. And the only real change between your off season and your prep is you're eating less food and doing more cardio. Like, that should be the
yeah.
But I think alongside that as well, obviously we mentioned the muscle building perspective. Like, how many people do you see, they're like, I'm going to do a prep, or I'm going to do a photo shoot prep, and they get stuck into it and they start dieting down and they look nothing like they want to look like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's really common. I think you soon realise you've got so much less muscle than you thought you had as well. If you especially if you've let it get sloppy, because you probably feel a bit bigger, you're a bit stronger because you're doing, whatever, you've made some progress in the gym, but building muscle properly takes time, right? And I'm learning this now, like properly running an off-season reverse, like how important it is, like massively. I can see now how much this is going to dictate how I look on stage. Like, no two ways about it. If I want to make the progress, this has got to be nailed with as much emphasis as I did my prep.
100%. I did that. I was that guy. I preach against it now, but you couldn't have told me any different. I wanted to prep, and lo and behold, when I got to stage, it didn't look like how I wanted to look. And it was quite and I think that's one of the biggest fears for me was not looking like I belong.
Yeah.
Going through 20 weeks plus of prep and getting to stage and you don't look like a bodybuilder. That's heavy, bro.
Do you reckon that was more down to you rushing it, or like coach should have said, no, let's not do this, or a bit of both?
I think a bit of both. But to be honest with you, I don't think I ever had a coach tell me that you're not ready.
Yeah.
Whereas I would have liked that guidance. I probably wouldn't have liked it at the time. But I would like that guidance. And with the people I coach now, I'm very honest with them.
Yeah.
Two first timers that just went last season, Sam and Luke, both been working with me for 18 months.
Yeah.
Before they even started prep.
Yeah.
And look how well that went for them,
Yeah, no, I agree. Actually, from an athlete's point of view, you'll know this, I will ask you, do you think I'm ready? I didn't even want to do these shows in case you were like, no, don't do it. You know what I mean?
I think,
yeah. What's that?
I would have told you.
Yeah. But But I know you were telling me, but I think even as you want to know, like
Yeah.
as much as I thought, yeah, I'd like to now. I only want to if someone that I trust, my coach, for
Mm.
instance, the person I've got the most trust in, thinks I should. If they don't, I would much rather give them like, right, let's do another off season then,
Yeah, for sure.
Um, like, and that's
It's not nice to hear, like when you're
uh,
itching to get into prep, and
yeah,
then so, like your coach turns around to you and says like, "Oh, you need 12 months."
yeah,
It's like fucking hell, but they're doing that out of place of care
yeah,
because you're gonna look better on stage. Your prep's gonna be better because when you got more muscle, you can diet on more food.
yeah,
And ultimately you want the best outcome.
yeah,
But on the flip side to that, I will say is that way too many people put it off for too long. All
yes,
right, and you will never feel ready ever. Like every single prep I did, I was like, I'm not ready. Like I'd been doing it for longer, but like my aspirations, my goals went up.
yeah,
So I was like looking at it like, oh, I'm not ready to go for that.
true,
But you're never going to feel ready, and the only way I think you got to, it comes down to trusting in your coach because they will tell you honestly.
yeah,
But the only way to kind of really see how much tissue you've got is to just fucking prep because your physique will look very different when you diet down.
yeah,
But I would say that kind of only really applies if you've been doing things right for a good 12, 18 months. Do you know? You're probably not going to look, your physique isn't going to look completely different in a good way if you've been fucking around for 12 months
mm,
in an off season, but not actually in an off season.
yeah. Yeah, just because you've said you've had an off
Yeah,
season.
just because you said you had an off season.
Have you had one, or have you
Yeah.
just been eating more?
If you've just been eating more, or you just not been holding your body weight,
Yeah,
you just been staying the same. And I think that's definitely like what you'll see is like I'll coach myself, and you'll get two, not everyone, but most of the time, two people who number one they'll not push their body weight enough, or they'll just like main gain because it gets uncomfortable and they don't have the accountability for someone to say, nah, you need to keep on fucking eating, we need to keep on moving up in body weight. Or you'll get someone who is heavier, but they just look a lot worse. They
yeah,
just gain body fat.
yeah,
So
yeah, for sure.
I think the kind of overriding message there is don't just wait until prep to get a coach because you actually need to build muscle. You need to develop the habits and have the opportunity to develop as an athlete to know how to prep. Because as I said, nothing should change between your off season and your prep realistically. Obviously,
Yeah,
you can have some more flexibility. You can have a bit more flexibility in an off season, but all your habits they should be exactly the same. And you need to then carry that on into prep, and it will be a much smoother transition.
definitely. Yeah, I think from like a novice point of view, when you first start as well, everyone is under the illusion that you're bulking and cutting, and the bulk is like so much freedom. Like people who don't understand, like my mum, she'd be like, "Are you just eating what you want now?" It's like, well, I can eat more. I do go out, but I'm not just eating what I want. I haven't just gone to like eating rubbish, like, and everyone, like, it's kind of hard to explain, I suppose, right? It is pretty we do, but it's very like black and white, isn't it? Like we're
Yeah.
either eating salad or we're eating Five Guys. It's like there's no in between.
The amount of time I've had that said to me coming out of a prep, "Oh, you're eating what you want now, are you?"
Yeah.
No,
No, I haven't just got rid of all my healthy habits
my
just because
life's still miserable.
yeah, still got Ben telling me I can't have any more food.
And then I think kind of like what ties into that nicely, mate, in terms of just waiting for a coach before you go in, just waiting to get a coach moving into prep is not doing a pre-prep phase, and that's probably something not people are not even aware of, especially if you're new. Like,
Yeah,
what's a pre-prep phase? Do you know? So, do you find out like people come to you like, right, I'm ready to diet, and then they're just not in a position to diet?
100%. Yeah, 100%. And I mean, I've actually never really had a pre-prep phase myself, to be honest. It has been like I've just gone into a prep or whatever, but I can see how much it would set someone up. And I think someone who's new definitely wouldn't really understand the pre-prep phase. It doesn't really make much sense, does it? You're just like, what? So we're we're setting ourselves up.
Right?
Like, what? But especially when you like, obviously you've done this. You done it with Sam, definitely, didn't you? And I'm guessing you did Luke as well.
I
Right?
do with everyone.
Everyone, yeah. So like,
Except for you, because it wasn't a planned prep. It was just like,
no, again,
let's
yeah.
get lean.
Ben, I'm going to do a photo shoot in 6 weeks. Okay.
Ain't no time for a pre-prep phase.
Yeah. Can I have a refeed? No, never. Yeah, so definitely, and I think obviously I'll be excited to actually run a proper one if
Yeah.
needed, like for doing it. But yeah, it's I don't coach many bodybuilders, obviously, and if I do, a lot of them are first timers. So like at the moment, I had a conversation with one of my new clients. He's quite keen to prep, and we've not actually done even a full diet phase yet. And I was like, mate, realistically, we are like 18 months away from you doing this. Like, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but like, again, we haven't built these habits up. You know, we haven't even you haven't even experienced hunger yet. Like, so let's see if you can deal with that, and then we'll look at booking a show or whatever. He hasn't even been to watch a show actually either, which I think could be another important thing to go and do. You know, like because it's quite a full on experience, isn't it? Like you go and watch a PCA show. It's like whoa, like music's loud. This is mental. You know, there's a lot of people, hundreds, like thousands, maybe at some of them. Like it's a lot.
There's a number of reasons why you do a pre-prep phase, and there's a couple of ways, like different ways you can approach them. So the first one is from a body composition perspective and making sure it's, when you transition into that prep, you're getting an effective first 8 weeks. Because as I said earlier on, that first 8 weeks is where you should be losing the most body fat.
Yeah.
So typically, like, it depends where that composition ends, where your composition is at the end of that off season, right? So a pre-prep phase can potentially look like actually doing a diet before you go into a prep to get you into a better position, because the leaner you start a prep, the leaner you're going to end it. And then what we do is we bring you up and maintain. Or you could be coming out of an off season, your composition's actually in a decent spot, don't need to do a diet, so you maintain. But both of those situations, they kind of end up in a maintenance. And the reason that you want to do that is because you want to kind of let like inflammation settle down and get yourself in a position where you're recovered and body's just sitting at homeostasis. But the main reason for me as a coach is that I know it is going to be effective when I make that first calorie change. So what we want to be doing there is seeing your body weight stabilize. So just staying the same, maintaining in that pre-prep phase. If, for example, we went straight from your peak bulk calories into a deficit, it's almost like guesswork. It's guesswork in the sense of, is this going to move us into a deficit? Is it going to move us into enough where we're seeing that 1 to 1.5% rate of loss? So you could be wasting 4, 5, 6 weeks actually finding your deficit. Whereas if you're maintaining, you know exactly, right, his body weight or her body weight's been stabilized, staying the same for 4, 5, 6 weeks. All I need to do is reduce this by 20, 30% from a combination of food and cardio. I know that's going to get us moving forward 100%. So it makes things more predictable.
Yeah.
And then from a assisted standpoint, so if you're assisted, you can't be blasting like in 52 weeks of the year. So typically within that pre-prep phase, what we'll do is we'll bring you down to a physiological range, bring you down to a TRT, restore health markers, get blood tests done to make sure you're actually in a good place to go into a prep. And then we can go from there.
What you have to do?
You have to do blood tests.
What reason?
To make sure you're not dying.
Yeah, to make sure we don't.
And getting that planned out properly, and that, I think this brings us on to our last mistake, mate, is making sure you actually have a timeline. Which again, we'll probably come back to having a coach in the off season, right? Drawing out a timeline that's realistic. But just kind of covering off from an assisted perspective, you should be planning in, when you're having periods of super physiological or when you're having periods of physiological and when they are, and you need to make sure that they line up for your phases in terms of going into prep, having a break before that. So that needs to be planned out properly. But the biggest mistake for me is having a timeline and people starting prep, not having a timeline and people starting prep way too fat.
Mm,
You
yeah,
do you see that people think they have less to lose than they actually do?
yeah. And I think if you said to someone 20 weeks, for instance, 21, 22 weeks, they feel like that's a long time, but it's not if you've got a lot to lose.
No.
Not without your physique whittling away because you've had to dig so deep to get another 5, 6 kilos of body fat off, which we shouldn't have had in there in the first place.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think yeah, a lot of people think they've got longer than they've got. A lot of people start in a worse standpoint, and yeah, like they've not got a coach, and they find their coach when they start prep rather than in the most important part, which is like you say, setting you up for this goal. And the timeline is definitely important to reduce stress. I think on a coach's behalf and an athlete's behalf. Like I like knowing that's there, and that removes the stress from me, and then you can gauge if it's going how it's meant to go within that timeline, right? You can
Yeah.
make adjustments. Like if we're not on track to have lost the same amount of body weight we need to, you know, like you're not willy nilly in it.
Yeah. You should have a good idea about weight isn't the be all and end all. But I use it as a good marker. Do you know, like if I'd had someone dieting before, like for example, Tobias who prepped the start of this year, I'd done a photo shoot with him before. So knowing where he was for his photo shoot and knowing how long he'd been in off season, I was able to then estimate, right, well, he's going to be getting leaner than he was at a photo shoot and he's natural. So I
Yeah,
can kind of estimate based off that, right, he needs to be starting prep at this weight and
yeah,
finishing prep at this weight. And we need to give enough time for that to happen so that we're not having to lose fucking 2, 3 kilos a week,
yeah.
which is ultimately going to lead to you being a skinny bitch.
Yes, yeah. And firsthand, I know that yes, losing weight quick is doable, but it's not good for you. It's not good for your physique. It's not good for your hunger. It's not good for your sleep. It's not good for your relationships with your partners because you're fucking in the bin. It's like it's not a good place to be, is it? As we found out before when we done a little part with me, but down to me
Well,
being a client, by the way.
yeah. What you said there about like, like people thinking that 20 weeks is long, like that's, in my opinion, like people, you're in prep anyway. It's gonna fucking hurt, right?
Yeah,
But I, again, from experience of like doing a rush prep, I think my prep was pretty fucking quick. I'm sure I lost over like something like 30 pounds the first 8 weeks. It's fucking, was it? Or no, 20, somewhere around there. It was fast.
like almost 2 kilo a week.
25, something like that. Mate, I felt awful. And like my training performance, it was hard to uphold.
Yeah,
So you're going to be in a prep anyway. It's going to hit. Why not give yourself an extra 4, 5, 6 weeks
yeah,
to do it at a steady pace? And it's probably like people looking at it like fucking hell, it's long. It's going to hurt more. I'd say it's actually going to hurt more when you're doing it in
yeah.
a short time frame.
Yeah, no, longer hurts less, definitely. I so much more capable. I know on this prep we didn't have a pre-prep phase, but I was sort of at a mate when I was sort of dropping a little bit anyway for a holiday, and so it was a bit longer than like on paper. And I've always dieted quite quick, so much more manageable controlling it. So much more manageable, like
Yeah,
physically and mentally, like both aspects.
it's not just the front end
Yeah,
or the prep itself, it's what happens at the back as well.
yeah,
You go harder, it's going to be fucking harder coming out.
yeah, definitely agreed.
No shadow of a doubt.
And if you're going into your shows feeling fresh, like even these shows, I actually felt a little bit criminal at the back. I was backstage, and some of these boys were like, "God, it's been so hard," and I was thinking, no, I feel pretty good. Like, and like almost, yeah, almost like I hadn't put the work in, if you know what I mean. But it's because it was done so much more efficiently and controlled, and like it was good. Like I got on stage feeling good. like not in the bin, refreshed.
Absolutely. Sweet.
Yeah.
I think that's a good place to wrap it up there, mate.
What?
Decent, that.
Rice cakes and rambles, mate. We
So
are,
far, 2 weeks in a row, bro.
mate.
What's the
We are
number?
changed.
What's the number of weeks it doesn't make it past? Most podcasts don't make it by. There's a percentage or something.
Is there? Oh, I don't know. I don't even want to know because we're going to do it.
We're gonna
Anyway.
make it. We're
Yeah.
gonna be here in a year's time. 52 podcasts.
I mean, it might not be every Wednesday on the dot, or Thursday. Sorry, today is Thursday.
Yeah, we filmed this yesterday, mate. We couldn't upload it.
We couldn't upload. It was a problem with the server.
The server being us.
That was me after leg day.
We'll get it done. We're also on Spotify by the way, as well now.
Yes, Spotify, YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. I think we've actually got a few subscribers already.
Great success. Well on the way to UK's #1 podcast.
Number one podcast. We're celebrating getting subscribers. But we're already at the top.
Yeah. Right. Catch you next time.
Have a good one.
Peace.